Hi, I'm Sunita Chabra. Today we're going to talk about foreign travel. Travel away from your birthplace, which is very different in, say, language, in your culture, socially, eating habits, in all aspects. The place of birth and the country you travel to is very different. First, we're going to travel whether there is any indication of foreign travel on your palm or not, then the purpose of your visit. Like for instance, we're going to see whether it is going to be you going to go to foreign country for as a tourist, or you're going to go there for a higher studies, or you're going to travel to a foreign country for a job or a posting. So the in short, the purpose of your visit. Another and third point we're going to see is on your palm is whether you're going to come back or you're going to go and stay there forever and not come back. So let's just start with it. Before I start, I would like to, it may sound very controversial for me to say, but what is a foreign travel? What is a foreign country, or what is? So we're going to look from a palmistry perspective. So if we are looking for a foreign country, when we say foreign country, we mean is any country or a long distance travel which is very different in eating habits, socially, culturally, language, and all aspects. It's a long distance travel. But say for example, I say someone who travels from say Punjab and goes to Chennai in India, the eating habits are different, the language is different, the so many different ways of your even celebrating your festivals and so many other things ways, it's very different. But if you say travel in Europe, you're traveling from say Amsterdam to Bruges, which is in Belgium, so it's just 3 hours drive, but you are entering in another country which is very different from your place of origin, language, and every way. So when you travel from Punjab to say Chennai, it's a long distance travel, and but it is within the country. Whereas when you travel all through the Europe, some countries are they are so close to each other, the borders are, that it takes 2 to 3 hours from one country to another country. So in palmistry, it is my belief that on this beautiful planet Earth, the countries are divided, are man-made, in the sense like the countries and the borders are not what God has made. There are no lines on this planet Earth. This is something which is man-made. So palmistry will not consider something which is man-made. But so what would be a foreign travel? Foreign travel, number one, it has to be a long distance travel. It has to be not a small distance travel, but a long distance travel. And again, the same thing, away from your place of birth, socially, culturally, language-wise. It may or may not be same. It doesn't matter. It has to be a long distance travel, number one. And that is how we're going to look from the palmistry perspective. And I believe that in olden times, the travel was very difficult. Traveling from one country to another country was very difficult. So in their mind also, the long distance travel was what they were looking for. So we're going to see from that perspective on hand how is long distance, and we're going to specifically talk about the long distance travel. So if you look, I have removed all the lines, but you see these are the small lines you can see at the edge of your palm, below this, at the edge of the palm. These small lines at the side of your palm, they would mean short distance travel. As the shorter the line, short distance travel. Long line which enters the center, say this area, anywhere below the third area, these are long distance. It's just very simple. Short line means short distance travel, long line means long distance travel. So this line, if you see on your palm, this would mean that yes, you will travel to a foreign country, and this is only talking about the foreign country travel. And another thing is, when I see this line on anybody's palm, the first thing I will say is you're going to travel overseas, and you are about to get the passport, visas, and everything. Another thing is, if you see any line that connects this area with this line, for example, if this line goes to this line, or any line comes from this line and comes to this. So any line that connects this area with this area is indicates the purpose of your visit. This line would mean that you will go and stay abroad for a longer distance. You may or may not come back. So we're talking about those who make their homes in a foreign land, and chances are they will not come back. They may visit their country back home, their place of birth, motherland, homeland, but they will not be coming back to their own country for good. One thing. Another thing is purpose of visit. Okay, if you have this line, this is a short distance. If this line looks at the middle finger, this line travels to this, or maybe just this much is pointing towards the middle line, then this means that you will travel to a foreign country for to earn money. So the purpose of your visit would be to earn money. If this line points towards the middle finger, or looks, it may be just this much also, just it's the direction, this line is indicated that it is looking towards the first finger. This would mean that you are either a politician or a senior bureaucrat or a diplomat, and your purpose of visit would be, or a religious head. Your purpose of visit would be to go as a dignitary, could be a politician or a religious head or a head of a state. So this. And this is purpose of is money. This is as a dignitary, politician. And if this points towards the third finger, this is like if you are a government servant and you are given a posting overseas. You are given a posting as a senior, again a senior bureaucrat, but you are not a politician. You are going traveling there as a, and it could be an artist also. You could be an artist, or TV actors, or a film star who is going overseas for a shoot or something. This is this. And if this is pointing towards this, or this, any area, this connects with this, from this line or this line or this line, this, any of these lines are connected, this area is connected. The purpose of visit would be specifically studies. It could be higher education, medical research, or to acquire some kind of a degree or a research studies. It could also be for business studies also, or you could be traveling overseas for like for business purposes, like you're traveling overseas for some kind of diversification or expansion of your business, or you are given your company sends you overseas for business. You could be in a multinational company, corporate company, and you're given a foreign posting. Now, when I have seen that those who, so you know the purpose of the visit from your hand, and if it is here or here, any line that connects this area with, or just this area or this area with this, it could be that you are building a homes also overseas. You could be a real estate or property work also you do overseas. And if you have to see whether you're going to come back or not, as I said, if this area connects with this line, this line connects with this line, it could be like just this much, or let's say you have this connecting with this is also. I have seen, this is very in recent times, I've seen that people who travel overseas for getting medical treatments also, in those cases generally I've seen the color of the palm is bluish, yellowish. So this indicates that your health is not good, and generally a downward line connects with this area. But if you have any line like this is not generally a downward line. This is just indicating that you are traveling overseas and you're going to live overseas for a longer period. Another thing is that sometimes it so happens your children are settled overseas, or in future they may settle overseas, and you're just visiting them quite often. In that case, the line is very different. In that case, because you are not traveling as a tourist, you're just going to do a frequent travels. In that case, a kind of a fish sign is formed at this end, or it could be a half moon sign also, like this half moon sign with a little bit of this sign also shows that you're going to travel overseas very frequently in your later years, because probably your children are settled overseas, uh, or for business purposes or some purposes, that you are traveling very frequently overseas. So we now have seen that it's very simple to see. Shorter line means shorter visit, longer line means longer visit. Any line that connects with this line with this, and if they are connected with any of these, this is for money, this is for social politicians, this is for an artist or for a diplomat, senior diplomats, and this is for business studies, higher studies, and business diversification. And if you're going to, I've also seen one way, it's this what sign I'm going to show to you is not verified, but I have seen this, but I have very little research data to say it is for sure or not. If you have four standing lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 standing lines on this line, this also means that you will come back to your country of birth, and you will travel overseas, and you should have a long travel line, of course, with this, and you will come back to your country of origin again for maybe, in later years of your life. I hope I have covered all your queries regarding this, but if you have something and you want to ask, you're most welcome.